in the orange and white game?
We just want the guys to go out and execute. I mean, we haven't spent any time, scheming or game planning the offense, so it's not going to be a whole lot different than any of the other scrimmages from that perspective, except for the fact there's going to be 80,000 of our best friends sitting in the stands. So you want to see the guys go out and execute the things, carry the things from individual drills, group drills, and team drills, onto the field on Saturday and function well. For some guys, it's a tune-up. For other guys, it's an opportunity to get one last showcase before camp starts. So we want to leave. We think we've had a really good spring ball. We've had 13 good practices heading into today and then Saturday. We'd just like to leave with a good taste in our mouth.
Coach, I want to get your side of this question. We talked to Coach DeBoer and Coach Mahoney about what your defense, your style, what you've brought to them as far as their pass protection and some of the things they've had to do. Talk about that. Talk about going up against them and what you've been able to bring.
Offensively or defensively?
Defensively, to help that side of the ball.
Well, I mean, I think, I think, like I said, it's been kind of the thing about this, taking this position was I think it's been a nice meshing of concepts and ideas. I think we've taken what Tennessee's done really well and what, Willie, Thig, and Strip have brought to the table and some of the things maybe we did. Maybe the thing that I bring to the table or our package brings to the table a little more of aggressive mentality. I'd be willing to bet that's what they said. I never met a blitz I didn't like, so we like to come after you. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to be in your face in all situations, and we like to challenge every route. And I'm a big believer, and that's what you do nowadays in football. You watch the two teams that played in the Super Bowl, that was a clinic and an aggressive style of defense right there. So, but it's also twofold. I mean, going against Coach DeBoer every day, I've learned a tremendous amount from he and the offensive staff. They've got such tremendous weapons. A veteran offensive line, and two of those guys are missing. A quarterback who's, could beat you with his arm and his feet. Two outstanding running backs, and really we learned this spring a third. A really good running back. Great weapons on the perimeter. So they've challenged us in every way too. And the thing that makes them so unique and special is that they go such great tempo. It's funny because I came from a place that was not a tempo offense. And our players were more accustomed to it the first day of practice than I was. They just look at it as just another day at the office. And I was all worked up about it. They're like, no, we got this, Coach. Don't worry.
How important is that tempo on defense, especially on a day-to-day deal in practice?
Oh, I think it challenges you and it prepares you. I mean, that's as we've evolved in 2016. That's what generally speaking, that's what offenses are today. No huddle, tempo. Spread you across 53 yards of field. So that's what we see on a daily basis. And with the threat of both the run and the quarterback pass, and the quarterback run and things like that, our offense does a great job. I think the thing that Debo does so well is within the framework of a single play, there can be a handoff to a running back, a keep by the quarterback, and they tie in a pass game out on the perimeter. So theoretically, I think they look at it and say, well, the defense can't be right based on how they act. We're going to react in a different way. So we have to really be very disciplined.
In what area do you think the defense has improved the most since the first day of spring practice to now?
I think, like I said, when I came in with a very specific set of goals, coming into spring, I said the first one, we wanted to create a championship culture. And I think that's been positive, watching the leaders emerge. And people maybe that you don't think of as leaders as well. Danny O'Brien and LaTroy Lewis, guys who are veterans, have really set a solid tone with all the guys injured up front. You're watching Darren Kirkland, take charge of the defense and be the commander has been great. And I'd heard, we obviously lost the two safeties to graduation, but watching Todd Kelly and Rashawn Golden improve every single practice, and Micah Abernathy, every single practice has been fun. Then we talked about improving our fundamentals. So, improving our tackling. That's something, that we talked about last week here. That it's really about the knees bent, chest up, eyes up, body positioning, and there's that fine line between doing too much tackling because you don't want to hurt your own guys, but also teaching the fundamentals of tackling. I've watched us improve in that. I think we've done a really good job. And then the ball disruption piece. I mean, last week we had a couple interceptions. Cortez McDowell had an interception. Malik Gatewood had an interception. I think we're getting better at that stuff as well. And then the final one, which we didn't scrimmage last week, but we did 2 weeks ago, was the finish piece. We talk about finishing, whether it's finishing a drive on third down, whether it's finishing a snap with 63 mentality and a tough mindset, or as we've talked about, finishing with the 1 minute or the 4 minute drill at the end of the game. So I think Coach put us in those situations in practice several times this spring, and I think our players being in those has helped them improve. So I'd say those are the three things I came in with major goals: creating a culture, improving fundamentals, and a finish mindset. And I've seen from practice 1 to 13, those guys buy in and understand what we want in those situations.